How many vaccines are you receiving a week and what's the demand like?
Oh, hi, Laura. At the moment, we're receiving an average of 50 COVID vaccinations per week. That equates to 7 a day.
50?
I believe we could do 1,000 a week.
Just 50?
Yes, and just 50, and we have 3,000 patients a week, 23 doctors working here. We're a travel vaccination centre as well. We do yellow fever. We're very experienced with vaccinating large volumes of people for flu, childhood immunisation. So I was quite excited being part of this large process to vaccinate the public in a very organised manner. I thought it was going to be methodical, and I'm disappointed that we've only been given such a small allocation despite numerous requests for additional. It appears to be a not negotiable scenario.
Doctor, I'm so glad we're talking to you this morning because we keep on hearing at a macro level from the federal government that things are ramping up and the distribution issues have been sorted out. But from what you're telling us, they have not.
No, they have not. And here's the thing. We're well positioned to encourage patient confidence. We're the regular GP. We've got access to the patient's past medical history, medications on our software here, allergies, even monitoring for side effects or 12-week follow-up. So we're well positioned to instil this level of confidence. Instead, we're having to say to our patients, look, we're really sorry. We know you've got a chronic illness or you're over 70, but we can't provide a vaccine. And to go to another practice where you've never been before, a practice that doesn't know your past history, medications, allergies, and please book online. I mean, half these people don't even know how to book online. And so hence you've got this situation where it's not being, we're not being taken advantage of, basically. We've been doing this for years with flu vaccines. And we've got the ability to opportunistically vaccinate people. A person could come in with, say, wanting cholesterol medication or a blood pressure check, and we can say, geez, you're over 70. Have you had a COVID vaccine? And then once we explain to them the benefits and consent them, we can then say to them, here's a form, go to the nurse and she'll jab you right now. So as we would with flu vaccines.
Yeah.
So it is frustrating.
Doctor, I've spoken to so many GPs on this program for weeks now, asking them if things are improving, and you all try to be really positive, but it doesn't seem that you're getting more vaccines even though they have been promised. Is this building a bit of a hesitancy among your patients, do you think? Are they a bit more reluctant to come in?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Explain that to us.
Yes, they're not feeling as confident. But I might add, I think there must, I see a situation where a lot of the small practices are being given huge quantities and a lot of the large practices are being small quantities, whereby I believe that the distribution process should be proportional to the practice capacity. I mean, that's, to me, common sense.
Is there any rhyme or reason for that, do you think?
I have absolutely no idea why they would do that. I can't, for the life of me, think why they wouldn't do it proportional to the capacity. I mean, it makes sense. And here's the thing. If supply was a major issue, why is it that they're suddenly extending the rollout to under 70s when the priority 1B people haven't been fully vaccinated? I would have thought that by now, once they realise that there's this oversupply in smaller practices, they would then allow us to receive a larger distribution or allocation. Instead, they've said, okay, well, let's just broaden it. So it's not really, I would have thought this would have been the good opportunity to then, the excess supply, to then review the situation and reallocate it on the basis of practice capacity.
Doctor, just one final question. I mean, we look at the rate at the moment, 2.2 million people vaccinated in Australia. We haven't even done all of aged care, all of our most vulnerable citizens, and that's before we even get down the line to people who want to travel. It doesn't seem like that's going to happen. But when can you see us achieving any kind of meaningful rate of vaccination in this country? I don't even want to talk about herd immunity because it seems years away.
Well, look, I take the Liberal government, personally, I think has done a fantastic job in terms of keeping our country safe. But I think, and getting to the best of their capacity these vaccines, but I believe the distribution process needs to be reviewed because ultimately, obviously we're at the mercy of how quick they can actually produce the vaccines. But ultimately, I'd like to see a proportional approach where it's at the moment, it doesn't really have that methodology that I would expect. If we had been given a larger quantity, we'd be in a position to be able to mass email, market ourselves, signage. At the moment, we can't really do that because we don't have that supply. I see it as a distribution problem.
Doctor, keep in touch, please. We'd love to hear if this improves, and if it doesn't, we'd like to keep the pressure on. So either way, we'll speak to you soon.
Yep. Okay, well, thanks for talking and all the best.
Appreciate it.